Hello and welcome to GeneLab Chats. Today we'll be interviewing Dr. Jamaji Nwanaji-Enwerem from Emory University. Ionizing radiation is generally understood to have negative consequences on cellular health, but its relationships with DNA methylation markers of biological age are not yet well understood. In his publication, which earned Editor's Choice recognition in the April 2022 issue of Environmental and Molecular Mutagenesis, Dr. Nwanaji-Enwerem analyzed GeneLab Dataset 317 to elucidate novel relationships between these markers of biological age, called epigenetic clocks, and galactic cosmic radiation. In this interview, Dr. Nwanaji-Enwerem will discuss this research and highlight how GeneLab's data systems and the AWGs helped enable this work. Welcome, Dr. Nwanaji-Enwerem.
Thank you for having me.
Let me start off by asking you to please let the audience know what were the most important findings in the study.
First and foremost, let me say once again, thank you for sharing this space with me. A lot of my research focuses on understanding the health impact of physical and social, environmental, and occupational exposures. Most of this work has been with DNA methylation-based markers of health status or physiological or biological aging. And one of our first studies in space research involved participants of the Mars 500 mission. The Mars 500 mission was an over 500-day simulated space mission here on Earth. And in our Mars 500 study, we found that participants were biologically younger than their baseline age 7 days after the mission was over. However, in that same study, we were not able to replicate some exposures that astronauts experience, exposures like radiation. Moreover, it was difficult to determine what specific exposure from the simulated space mission experience was responsible for the observed study findings. In this recent in vitro study of radiation, we now have specific evidence that shows that radiation exposure is associated with accelerated biological aging. And that was via one specific methylation-based marker that we looked at.
Thank you. And my second question, how did the GeneLab database and tools help assist you in your work so you could achieve your goals?
The overarching aim of our work is to understand the impact of exposures on health so that we can help invoke actions that maximize the health of individuals in the places where they live and the places where they work. Such a feat is not easy and involves the gathering of knowledge from many studies. For this reason, having access to samples for study, scientists for ongoing feedback, and other resources has been absolutely invaluable. Although we have not reached our overall aim, I will say that we are surely making meaningful strides.
Thank you. That's fascinating, Dr. Nwanaji-Enwerem. Thank you for this. You can learn more about this work, how to join the analysis working groups, and analyze all the data sets analyzed in this work with the links provided in the description section below. Thank you again.